So here we are, and in our first history video, I'm going to talk about A to Z all history of countries. So as we all know, there are 205 countries in the world, and I will try to cover each one of them, and I will upload once a week. So it will take about 2, 3, or maybe even 4 years to complete all episodes, and sometimes I will even upload occasions. So we begin a journey of years of hard work. So firstly, the Afghans. What you need to know is that the Afghans are the neighbors of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, and like the 7 Indian neighbors. So Afghanistan actually, during the old times when Alexander the Great ruled, actually did not was independent. It was not independent. It was ruled by the Muslim tribes there. And basically, before Prophet Muhammad, there was no Sunni Muslims and no Shia Muslims. There are two kinds of Muslims there, right? And since I respect all religions, here is a little tip. The Muslims in Afghan actually not quite independent, no culture, and they followed the culture of the tribes they were in. For example, in that area, if a tribe was called Mr. Coolcraft, just for example, then they would follow the rules, I would say, because I am the tribe leader, and that's what the Muslims were based on according to their rules. Afterwards, we see a period of flourishment in which different empires of all over the world, Islam take over Afghanistan. We come to a period when almost 1000 years have passed. Then there was a man called Hotak, and then the Hotak dynasty began. It's because some of the Afghans made a revolt against the king, and the king, crushed the revolt. But to ensure that no further revolts were included in Afghanistan, his brother Hotak established a dynasty there called the Hotak dynasty, and that dynasty lasted for quite a while. It was very short-lived. It lasted only 13 years before the Durrani dynasty, the first independent dynasty of Afghanistan, took over under Sher Shah Durrani. Also, I don't really know its name. I'm just randomly saying. Durrani expanded the empire and had a battle with the king of Persia, should I say, Nasir Shah, and with them some of the battles were won by Afghanistan, some of the battles in the war were won by Persia. So the war was withdrawn. So when it was withdrawn, what happened next is the Durrani dynasty went into civil war and infighting within the brothers, and eventually the dynasty collapsed and became extinct as there were no more male heirs available. Then the Afghanistan's loyal dynasty, or the Emirate of Afghan, lasted for about 100 years until World War I, when the Kingdom of Afghanistan took over. Eventually, the people of Afghan realized that they needed a king to be overthrown. So, in 1977, they started a republic of their own. And still now, Afghanistan is a republic on their own. But it's a not really economical country. It's actually very poor. And so, talking about some of its best friends, India, Pakistan are always there. In fact, Afghanistan is also besties with America and lots of other foreign countries which probably do have a relationship with Afghanistan. Since Afghanistan is a small country, the United Nations tend to help small countries recently made. For example, Afghanistan was founded in 1977. Before that, it was the Emirate of included in the Emirate of Persia and under the Durrani Empire. So basically, Afghanistan is too young, it's 43 years old. And for young and poor countries, the UN helps it. And also in my book, there is a title about the UN. So I know the UN won't let me down. In fact, Afghanistan is actually one of the few newcomers. And since I'm doing it A to Z, Afghanistan is a particular find. So there you go. I explained Afghanistan. Hope you enjoyed it. But one fun fact. When Hotak actually died, he did leave male heirs, but there was a civil war I did not mention in between, so I had to pause the recording to mention that. So it's done. Now except one thing, when the Sunni Muslims and the Shia Muslims were done, the Afghans chose none of them because Afghan is actually a Muslim country that is not tended to be Iran or Iraq like the Shia or the Sunni, any of them. But Afghans do follow Prophet Muhammad. I mean, some of them, and it is a very small country, and it is one of the few countries India tend to help to in economically, besides Bangladesh, Nepal, and Myanmar. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Next week I'm going another country. Goodbye.